Yo yo, it's Jojo, and it is time to make a tier list of all of the League of Legends characters that I've played so far, which is everyone starting on the letter A. So we've got a nice little row of characters here in the alphabetical order, so this is going to be perfect. And I'm just going to start going one by one. And first, this is a little disclaimer. Obviously, this is just my own subjective experience, the fun that I had with these characters, how much I liked them. This is like an aggregate score of what I think about their lore, their skins, their abilities, how fun they were, how difficult they were to play, all of that. So obviously, you probably won't agree with me. If you don't, hit me up in the damn comments. If you do agree with me, come and give me a hug, because I do want a hug. Anyways, let's go in. And maybe, I don't know if we want this. Maybe I also do like a beginner's tier list at the end. We'll see. I think that could be cool for any newer players that want to just learn to play an easy champion and start to learn the game. Yeah, we're gonna start off with my own subjective fun tier list of all of the characters that I have played so far, which is only starting with the letter A. So this is gonna be pretty quick. Anyways, we've got Aatrox. Oh, one more thing. I'm gonna start off with first without checking my notes, because I took notes as soon as I finished playing to keep my memory fresh of everything that happened. So now I'm just gonna go off memory of like how I feel generally, and like if I can find the same kind of thoughts and feelings and information now from my memory as they are in the spreadsheet. So that's going to be a little fun experiment at the end there. We'll see if it has changed since then, which obviously it probably has. But anyways, that's the fun part. So Aatrox. Aatrox is definitely very high up there. I had very fun on Aatrox. Probably one of the most fun characters. So this is definitely an S or an A. I'm not sure if I will put him into S tier. We'll start off with A tier right now, because he was very fun. He was easy to get into. You had a lot of sustain. I felt like I could lane, even though I faced characters that I didn't know about and didn't know what they did. And his combo mechanic, like having 3 Qs where you have to hit the sweet spot and you get to move around, was very fun. It was enjoyable, even though it was difficult. So this character is actually very well designed. I mean, if they manage to create a complex character with difficult mechanics that is still easy enough for a beginner to just jump in and click some buttons and have fun on, that is A tier design. And then he also had like S tier lore, but he kind of looks janky, to be honest. I don't think he looks that good. That's the only downside, I would say. Maybe he deserves S, actually. I think he deserves an S, to be honest. Just because of the lore and the voice acting, like just like his character in general, and being like super fun but also difficult to play. He deserves an S, actually. We'll see what I put in the spreadsheet, but I believe he was around like a 4.5, so it's good. 4.5 out of 5, like that's definitely an S. Ori was also, she had a decent backstory. It wasn't as interesting as Aatrox's. She just like has no memories. She doesn't know where she's from. She's trying to search, and she's like eating people's souls up to get memories from them. And she's just a very kind of demonic character in some way, even though she just looks like a cute fox girl. So when it comes to gameplay, she is very easy to pick up. You also have a lot of jumps and dashes, so you're very difficult to kill and gank. You have a high burst, so you can like 1v1 people. Sure, she has skill shots, but it's not too difficult. I had a lot of fun on her. It was probably like a 3 on the fun scale. And she was very easy to play, so I could just jump in, have some fun immediately. This is probably a decent, just like mid character. Akali. This is going to be difficult. I don't know how to rate Akali, because fun-wise, she was a D. Like, I had a bad time playing Akali. I just went 0-8 every game, did no damage, felt useless. So, but her theme, her character, her lore, like being the ninja style, like having those super cool tattoos, she seems like a very nice person that just like wants to defend her homeland, her people. But she's also like a cocky younger person that thinks that the older, like more patient, wise people like Shen that trained her are doing things a bit too passively. So she wants to take more action. I feel like that's just a very sure it's a common trope, but it just fits her very well. So even though I had an awful time playing her, oof, I can also see the potential in her gameplay. Like, I can see how people can like play thousands of hours of Akali and still just like find insane ways to get kills and get out of there with the dashes, with the flashes, with the invis. And that should be very fun. Like, I would, if I had to choose any character in the A list that I would main, it would actually have to be Akali. I can say that right now without even going through the entire list. It would have to be Akali. If I had to choose a main right now, it would definitely be Akali. So that probably puts her at an A at least. At least. Even though I had a shitty time. Akshan though, Akshan is weird. So he had a very common, just like bounty hunter orphan picked up from the streets, got taught some martial arts and like how to survive. He's a very cunning trickster type character that just does whatever he can to get his will across. He also doesn't like the authority figures and wants to do things his own way, even though like he can or could resurrect his teacher that died for him. He doesn't want to because he knows that she will not approve of his revenge fight that he's fighting. So I don't like the character. He's a bit too cocky, and he was not very fun to play. So this is, if I have to put someone in D, it's gonna be Akshan. It was very boring to play, and his story kind of sucks. I didn't think I was gonna put anyone in D, but I think I have to. I have to be a bit more polarizing in my statements, I think, because I have a tendency to like be very, very, but this part and but what about this? And then I just weigh the pros and the cons forever, and I end up in the middle on everything. I gotta trust my instinct a bit more. I just didn't like this guy. Alistar. Alistar, the first support that I played. I had a lot of fun in Alistar. And his lore was also on the less interesting side, probably because he was like an early champion, just like Ari. So yeah, Alistar. He was just like a very chill, cool guy, very nice. Got captured by the Noxians, and then had to fight his way out, pretty much. That's the gist of it. There are some like more tear-jerking moments in that story, but that's the summary. I also like he was very easy to play. Didn't need to do anything fancy other than learn the knock-up like combo mechanic, and then it was just to go into the game and have fun. So I think this is another solid B, like middle of the pack character. Nothing special, still fun to play, and I enjoyed him. This is who the hell is this? That looks like Aphelios' sister. Who the hell is this? Huh? This is Aphelios' sister. I don't know. Anyways, we move on to Amumu. Amumu, I had a blast playing Amumu actually. I think Amumu's story was also very. I just like the aesthetic. Like, he was a poor like child, or he's kind of like a mystic entity because there's a bunch of different stories about him. There's a bunch of different stories, but they're all very sad stories about someone that is very lonely due to sickness, can't be close to anyone, has to be isolated, and just wants company. He just wants friends. That's all he wants. That's all he has ever asked for. But due to different like curses or magic, he can't. That's the gist of his stories. I think there were like 3 different ones, and he's just so cute. He's a little guy and he's sad and he just wants friends. And he was super fun to play. I just jumped in, had a blast. We hit the hooks. We get the cool combo ultimates that you can pop off with in team fights. He was a lot of fun. He has to go into the A tier for sure. Yo, Alpha, welcome to the stream. So I'm making a tier list here for all of the characters starting on A before I jump into Bard. And now we are on Anivia. Already play A to Z? No. I'm just doing the A part. And then I go to B. I'm doing Anivia. So let's see. Anivia. I didn't quite understand Anivia's lore. Like she's some kind of concept of death and rebirth. That's as much as I understood. Like she's kind of like a deity of the Freljordians. How do you even pronounce that shit? Some kind of deity of that the Freljordians worship, and she resurrects from time to time, and she brings like great boons whenever she does. Like she guides the people from difficult times into better times. So everyone knows that when Anivia resurrects, when she's present, that is a good sign. That's as much as I understood of her lore. There's also some stuff with like Lysandra and like 3 sisters that have done some shenanigans up in the ice place that I didn't quite understand. But maybe we'll get there when I get to Lysandra and all of the other characters' lore. Anyways, I did not enjoy her playstyle at all. She's like a scaling champion, so you're kind of just chilling early game. You have this weird wall mechanic that you need to learn how to use, and I didn't like her stun. It was just very slow, felt very clunky with the double click activation. I did not enjoy playing Anivia at all. It felt like I was just passively farming, and then around like 25-30 minutes I felt pretty strong, like around 2 to 3 items. And like the way there wasn't fun. I don't mind scaling champions. I mean Jinx. But the way there wasn't fun. That's my problem. So Anivia is another D, I think. Anivia is actually another D. I did not enjoy these characters. And then Annie. Also on the bottom half. Not sure if it's a B or a C. I really don't vibe with the little girl aesthetic. I never play these types of characters in any games. I don't really find it appealing. She has a pretty interesting backstory, though. Let me think, actually. Like she's a beginner champ. She's very easy to play. She's also very effective. She's you can play her as support and or mid. So like gameplay wise, she was fine. She just wasn't. There wasn't a lot of room for like development, for improvement, for like skill expression. You just point and clicked your shit on people. If they died, good. If they didn't, shit, you're fucked, pretty much. And I didn't like that. I also didn't like having a stun that you had to set up. The stun mechanic just felt annoying, pretty much, and not like a fun experience. But she's a good character. She's like a decent starter character for sure, and she has a pretty decent story. I do like Tibbers, like the concept of enchanting your teddy bear with fire magic to make him like into a protector fits very well with like a traumatized child that has lost her parents and is forced to travel the world to kind of find a life for herself and protect herself from the evils of the adults. So it's a very cool theme. It's a very cool theme. I just don't vibe with the easy beginner champ and all of that. Tibbers had a fire demon locked inside? No, Annie has a fire demon locked inside her. So her mother had this fire demon locked inside her. She also was she was in like a magic camp. The one that the one in Noxus that wanted to recruit Annie. Her mother was a part of that place before she escaped. She escaped from there. Found the Black Roads, exactly. Escaped from there, found a guy, got a kid, and this fire demon now lives inside of Annie instead. Like Annie was about to die. She was about to die. She had some kind of fever. Nobody knew how to help her. But then the mother disappeared with Annie, and then the mother just never came back. And Annie was fine. So we don't know what happened there. We just know that Annie now has fire powers, and the mother doesn't exist anymore. So if you put 2 and 2 together, probably the mother sacrificed herself to save Annie, and now Annie has the fire demon inside of her instead. Yes, Rel is from there as well. I learned all of this from like Team Fight Tactics. No, not Team Fight Tactics. What's the card game called? Runeterra thingy? What's it called? Yeah, whatever. The card game, you know. Yeah, I think Annie's a C. I had more fun on Alistar and Ari for sure. I think this looks accurate. This looks accurate for me. Isn't it called Legends of Runeterra, the card game? I think so. Anyways, not part of the the tier list. So Aphelios. This is probably my second favorite character. Wait. This doesn't make sense. I said that if I had to choose a main, it would be Akali. But I'm not putting Akali into the S tier. It's because I know I have to put in like 500 hours if I want to get good in with Akali. I had more fun on Aatrox. What should I do? Maybe low S tier? Yeah. Nah, fuck it. Akali's A tier. Because I want to put Aphelios in the S tier. So Aphelios, I had a lot of fun with Aphelios. Even though Aphelios was extremely difficult, I felt the same level of like hopelessness as Akali at the start, with all of Aphelios' guns and learning what all of the Qs does and all of their interactions between each other and the ultimate and all of that, as well as being an ADC that's super squishy and as soon as people look at me, I die. So Aphelios, I had a rough time on Aphelios as well, but when it clicked, it really clicked. And I had a blast. Like when I started understanding his kit more, I had a wonderful time. And his lore, his theme is just so beautiful. I mean, he kind of looks like a futuristic gunner. Like his weapons are so cool. They remind me of like the laser sword from Halo, you know. So Aphelios is just very, very, very cool. And I also like that he has to like drink a poison to be able to communicate. Like the poison makes him mute, and that's how he can communicate with his sister in the spirit realm. And the sister empowers his weapons and summons them from the spirit realm. Like they're like super powered weapons with energy from like deities in the spirit realm. And she summons them to him in battle. So they're like both in the one and the same at all times. They share everything together. That's just very cool. Very cool. So I think Aphelios he probably doesn't win against Aatrox. I had more fun on Aatrox, and Aatrox's story is cooler, but he's high up there. I would definitely main Aphelios over Aatrox if I had to choose. And then we have Ashe. So Ashe, also somewhere in the middle of the pack. I really enjoy Ashe when it comes to gameplay. I think she's super fun, especially since I'm an ADC player. She's simple, easy to play. You have a lot of utility, so even if you go 0 and 10, you can still slow people and stun with the ult. So I love Ashe. I think she's cool. You can also play her as support. But the story, kinda meh. I mean, she's just a... Oh, thanks for the follow. Irish. Welcome. Ashe is just a simple story of... what's it called? I don't really remember, but she... Like, her mother was obsessed with finding some kind of temple with like the true ice weapons and all of that. The other ice tribes did not want them to find it, so they like ambushed them, and then her entire tribe died protecting her. She eventually got to the place. She got to the temple, or maybe got to the temple. I wasn't sure, but she did find like her ice bow there, and managed to fight off the betrayers that had ambushed them. And then she just tries to create her own tribe. She finds Sejuani, becomes her blood sister, and tries to, well, create her own tribe. That's a fairly basic, like, Viking-ish story. I don't think it's super interesting. And she's just a middle of the pack when it comes to gameplay. So, did I have more fun on Ahri and Alistar? That's the question. I think she's above Annie, but not quite anything else. So yeah, I think that's it. Now we go to Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol. I mean, we all know where Aurelion Sol is going. Boom! Right to the fucking top. I mean, you can't beat the literal incarnation of the beginning of time, God who just floats around the cosmos, summoning stars. I mean, he's just summoning stars. He's pretty much the creator of all things and beings. And somehow the Targonians managed to like mind control him and take control over him with the helmet. But he's just so arrogant. He's so cocky. He thinks everyone's just like ants to him. And he's just so cool. And his abilities, his gameplay, it was just fun. I didn't need to go into practice tool. I didn't need to understand a bunch of mechanics. It's just, get stack, fly, bzzz, things die. it was just a wonderful time. So he goes up there. He wins in all aspects when it comes to theme, when it comes to looks, when it comes to like voice acting, and also when it comes to gameplay. Just the perfect mix. And then let me just take a sip. And then we have Azir, the last one. I'm not sure who this is. Do you guys know? It looks like Aphelios' sister. I'm not sure why she's here. Anyways, Azir. Last. Oh, is it behind my... Oh, it's behind my webcam. Hang on. Let me move it. There we go. That better? It looks like Aphelios' sister, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyways, Azir. Azir also is probably high up there. So I didn't have I had... probably somewhere over here, like spontaneously, if I just go with my gut feeling. Somewhere... No, not like this. I mean, either behind Amumu or high B. Something like this. I had more fun on Amumu and Akali than I did on Azir. But Azir was definitely more fun than Ahri and Alistar. Probably low A. I'll do this, because he also has a super cool lore. I just don't like how he looks. I think his armor and his chicken appearance looks a little stupid. But I also really like that this vibes super well with the Egyptian deity style. Like all of their gods look like animals. So so actually, I kind of like it, but I also don't like it at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. But his sand magic, like creating things, is super awesome, very cool. And the lore behind him, like he was an emperor's son who became friends with a what's it called, with a slave, and they became like blood brothers. They were super close, and when he became emperor and it was his time to ascend to become like a god, his brother slave actually betrayed him and pushed him away from the ascension ritual and took his place, and that's how he became this lightning dude that we know down here. Where is he? Zerath. So that was the betrayer. Super cool lore. Like thousands of years later, he gets resurrected by none other than Sivir, who is apparently a part of his bloodline, and that's how he now is alive again, and he became ascended because he actually sacrificed himself to save Sivir. Sivir was dying, but since he made an act of kindness and goodness, he managed to become ascended from that act. Very cool. Cool backstory, cool theme, very fun gameplay as well. I could definitely see myself maining this. I don't really like displacement ultimates, so I would definitely choose any of these other characters before Azir. But I think this is a very good, accurate representation of my thoughts and feelings of the characters starting on A. So that was just a quick start here. That actually took 30 minutes. I didn't think it was going to take that long. But anyways, maybe I can cut down some of the useless chatter in the editing process later. Anyways, now I'm gonna actually look at my notes here and see if it actually fits, or not fits, but if it is similar. Let's take a look here. So we see Aatrox. What did I give Aatrox? I gave him like a 3.625. So 4 on the lore backstory, 3 on the looks, 5 voice quotes, 1 on skins. Yeah, he actually had bad skins. I remember that. So the skins really bring him down a lot on the average score. But fun factor, difficulty, that's still a 4 and a 4. So it was very fun to play. This really brings him up a lot, even though it doesn't show here on the combined score. So he's still up there in my eyes. Ori here, straight down in the middle, 2.75. I think that's decent. He's in the middle. Akali got such a low score. Oh no. So according to my notes, after I had just played her, Akali should probably be around here somewhere. Which makes sense because I had way more fun playing these two characters. I had way more fun playing Ahri and Alistar. But I think Akali's theme and just her person is so much cooler. So much cooler. So she deserves at least here. And I'm also factoring in that the potential for fun with Akali is like a 5. I could see myself maining her and doing some really fun, cool shit, and that puts her here. That's how I explain this. How Aatrox skinned on 1, his skins were trash. Like, he's a demon that is a super angry, mad god killer. Yeah, Blood Moon is the only good skin. He has one good skin. All of the other skins, he looks like a celestial angel or some shit. Doesn't fit him at all. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're good. Not at all. And this was also like the first character that I looked at, so maybe I could bump that up to a 2. Maybe. Action is definitely a 1. Akali had some fairly weak skins too, I think. Ori as well. I think a 1 on Aatrox is fine. Yeah. Blood Moon, I agree. Blood Moon looks good. I definitely agree. Let's see here. So I have explained Akali. Akshan's a 2 for sure. That's the lowest score, I believe. No, wait, Anivia. Anivia got the lower score, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Anivia and Akshan are down here at the bottom. Alistar, 2.75, the exact same as Ari. That makes sense. Amumu, 3.75, very high score. I do like him. What's my favorite Alistar skin? Yeah, Alistar had lots of good skins. That's why I put him on a 4. Yeah, he actually had a lot of very fun skins, very, very good looking skins as well. I think my favorite one was the biker skin. Because the biker skin had the coolest like animations that actually changed his AoE abilities and shit, so they looked cooler. But the cow skin, amazing. He had a bunch of very fun skins. I don't remember actually. You'll have to watch the video. I don't remember. Yeah, Amumu also had some very, very cool skins. I thought they did a really good job with the Amumu skins. Like having some more emo punk rocker styles, some more like Halloween styles, some more like vampire gothic styles, and then also the fire version of Amumu works really well because fire is also like something you can't touch. So Amumu had some really good skins. Yeah, 3.75. That's a very high score. Is that the highest score? No, Aurelion Sol got the highest. All right, that makes sense. Look at these 5s. Look at the 5s. Aurelion Sol just has some pretty bad skins. That's all. That's the one thing dragging him down here. But yeah, Anivia, trash. Boring story, boring looks, boring quotes. The one thing that confused me as well with Anivia was how like deep and motherly, like nurturing, caring her voice was. It makes sense if you're like the incarnation of like rebirth. I guess it makes sense that it's a motherly, caring voice. But I just got, I don't know, I got confused. I didn't see the the bird, the ice bird, and then the like super deep motherly voice. It just confused me, but it makes sense now that I think about it. And then we got Annie. Oh, Annie has a really low score. God damn. What makes Akshan so much higher? What makes Akshan so much higher than Annie? Because I think I like Annie more than Akshan. Lore backstory, I gave Akshan a 3 and I gave Annie a 2. I think they're similar when it comes to story. I guess, yeah, I like his looks a bit more than Annie for sure. The voice lines, they're similar for sure. Skins, Akshan's a 1, Annie's a 3. Okay, Annie actually has some really good skins. That's why this is bumped up a bit. Yeah, then a 1 on the fun factor. Perfect. Next up, Aphelios. Makes sense. Lore backstory, very high. The looks, fucking super awesome. Voice lines, the voice lines were amazing. Skins, meh. He's a newer character, I believe, so that's why the skins are meh. And he was very difficult to play, so I didn't have super fun on this guy, but he was still cool. A fairly high score. Ashe, a 3.5. So Ashe actually got a really high score, but I still put her here. That's so mean. You compare her to Amumu, 3.7, Alistar, 2.7. I don't know. Maybe why did I put Ashe backstory as a 4? I don't agree with this. I think 3. I think that's why. I think that's better. Her voice, fairly meh. She has a very boring look. I mean, she's just an ice ranger. Nothing else to it. Sure, she looks good, but that doesn't help. She has amazing skins though. This is the only character that I have got when I checked through her skins, I went, whoa, that's a great skin. Whoa, that's another great skin. Wait, what? A third great skin? How many great skins does she have? Oh my god, there's a 4th. So yeah, she had so many great skins that just made my jaw drop. So that definitely bumps her up quite a lot. It's okay. I also like her. Aurelion Sol, bomb. Best boy for sure. Azir, decently high. But it does make sense.